Hey everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video this evening. And you are taking a look at a major hurricane, the first of the 2023 Pacific hurricane season. So there is Major Hurricane Calvin, which is shy of a Category 4 hurricane right now. And so we'll be taking a look at all that is happening for it, as well as what is going on over in the Atlantic basin. So we're starting out with the Eastern Pacific here, and we don't see any land areas around it. So it is not a current threat to land. However, as we're going to be heading into the middle of next week, if it manages to sustain some activity, it could bring impacts to islands of Hawaii. So as we go on to the latest cone forecast from the National Hurricane Center, here we can see what is expected of this, and where you see that M, that is representing major hurricane, the H represents hurricane, S is for tropical storm, but where we see that white background instead of the black, that is representing post-tropical cyclone, or potential in this case a post-tropical cyclone. And so we're seeing that by Wednesday this could make a very close approach to the Big Island, and as I said, if it has enough activity, it could bring some impacts. But let's see if it is going to actually manage to sustain itself a bit, because there are lots of unfavorable conditions up ahead for it, an increase in wind shear as well as drier conditions. So it's likely at its peak intensity right now. Maybe it will try to get to Cat 4 intensity, but even if it does so, it is not a threat to land, and that is the good news. We don't have a Cat 4 that is heading anywhere right now, but in the latter part of its lifetime, it could possibly bring impacts to Hawaii. So let's see what's going to be happening around that time. And now we want to go ahead and take a look at what is going on across the Atlantic. And so here we have the satellite imagery of the area. So we're going to be zooming into some different regions now. But first we want to look at dawn. So as we take a closer look at the satellites, we can see here that it isn't looking too good, and majority of the activity is to the east of the center of the cyclone. And even as we look at the visible satellite imagery, there we have that low-level center of circulation that is pretty much exposed right now. And there we see more of those clusters over in the eastern side of the system. So it isn't very strong out there, and it is not in a highly conducive environment either way. So it wasn't even expected to become anything very significant. However, it should meander around for a bit. Here we have the latest cone forecast for it. It is moving to the northwest right now at 8 miles per hour. And as I said, it's going to be lingering around for some time across the North Atlantic. And so now let's go ahead and take a look at what is happening across the Caribbean and surrounding areas. And there is a tropical wave that is approaching, and it will be entering the region as we head into tomorrow. As such, an increase in rainfall activity is possible, especially for the southeastern Caribbean, maybe from around St. Vincent southward to Trinidad and Tobago. So it's likely that there is going to be some increased rainfall, or a pretty good chance of rainfall for these areas as we're going to be heading into tomorrow. But as of now, there we have that cluster of activity, and all of that is battling the dry air that is out there in association with the Saharan air layer, which is helping to induce lots of dry conditions elsewhere across parts of Hispaniola, going to Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and majority of the Lesser Antilles, and for the ABC Islands as well. So it is pretty likely that there are hazy conditions there. But there are lots of showers and thunderstorms developing across Colombia, Venezuela, Northern Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana as well. Let's head more to the west, and we can see that things have cleared up for Jamaica, and there was lots of showers and thunderstorms across some spots this morning, which was very much welcomed. But as the day went on, things got warmer and windier as well. But we see lots of showers and thunderstorms over in the southwestern Caribbean, especially on the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua, going down to Costa Rica and Panama. Nothing much going on for the more northerly territories of Central America, though. We also see lots of activity for Cuba and going up into the Bahamas, and for Florida as well, things being in the clear for the Cayman and Turks and Caicos Islands. And so guys, that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed with what is going on out there. And if you're curious about the Saharan air layer map, here we have it. Lots of dust and dry air across majority of the Caribbean. There we have that activity in association with that tropical wave, and a lot more dust as we head closer to the coast of Africa. And so I will continue to keep you posted on all that is happening and expected across the area. And that is pretty much it for this update. I hope that you found it to be quite informative, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will respond once I get the chance, and as always, remember to be weatherwise.